Hello, and welcome to COMP3218 Game Design and Development. This is the Let's Play for our second coursework. My name is Adrian Chapman. I'm a lecturer in the course, and with me today is...
Charles Hutchins. I'm one of the demonstrators on the course.
Excellent. For this particular coursework, the students were given 3 different fables, and were asked to build a interactive narrative game that identified and used qualities within one of the fables. Are we ready for our first game?
I think we are.
So it looks like our first game is called Beyond the Edge. What is their story and play versus...
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we have to explore both of these, don't we?
We have to go, what story first, did you say?
Yeah, why not? It is first on the top there.
Oh.
Oh. In the year 4071, the Earth was reborn. The humans had leached all resources and destroyed the world they once knew. I'm feeling very Terminator-y right now. This is the only world Arjun and his younger sister, Cyrilda, knows. They live a quiet life with their loving family in the Innerlands.
Oh.
Where have you been? Sorry. All right.
Mum and Dad are worried sick. Sorry. I'm trying to find the edge again. You know, the edge is just a fairy tale story Mum and Dad tells us. Arj and I will find the edge and then we can leave this horrible place. Okay, big brother, I believe you. It doesn't sound very hopeful.
But kind of true to sibling interaction there.
Yeah.
Sure, big brother.
Where's Mum and Dad? They're probably still out looking for you.
Uh-oh.
It's too dangerous to go out looking for them at this time. They should have been back by now. Arjun. Ooh, it'll be fine. We'll wait for them in the hut. Okay. Arjun, where are you? Mum, he's not by the usual spot, my love. I'm so worried. That boy's obsessed with finding the edge. Why won't he understand that it doesn't exist? Can you believe him? We used to, but believe it when we were young. Can you blame him? Sorry. I suppose he just doesn't understand the world out there is so dangerous. We should head back home. Cyrilda may have found him.
Hey! Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh, some dramatic music now. Raider leader, you're in the wrong place. Oh, I couldn't read that in time. We don't have much. Take everything we have in our pockets. Do you think I'm a beggar or not? I want pocket change. I want everything you have. Take us to your house. Ooh. Please, we have nothing. Well, I guess if you have nothing... Dot dot dot. You're worth nothing. Ha ha ha. Evil laugh. What have you done? If you don't want to end up like your wife, then I suggest you give us what we want. Dad, you'll pay for that. Arjun, they've been gone for hours now. I'm so worried, Arjun. Was that a gunshot? That sounds so loud. Dad. I need you both to listen to me now. You need to head east and keep going until you're put. And then they said, where's Mum? Head there and I'll come find you both. I'm so scared, Dad. Come with us. Go now, I'll find you both, I promise. Swirls up, let's go. And then they go. So this is where you live, old man. 10 years later.
Oh gosh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right. Rise and shine as it's finally the day we go on our journey to the edge. Took us a while to afford this piece of junk car, but it will serve us well. However, before we set off, we need to go through how to manage our supplies and how to actually traverse the world.
Okay. Are we going to get a little tutorial?
Yeah.
Resource management, maybe?
Yeah. We'll start with the key resources, water and oil. They are our lifebloods and can be seen at a glance at the top of our screen. Water is consumed by us and our crew, and oil is needed to travel. Water consumption increases with the number of crew we have, and oil consumption depends on the distance we travel. Sounds sensible. Moving on to the left side menu here, we can manage our crew, view the resources, and check faction information. These can be opened by clicking on them as well as pressing number keys. Crew will be explained later. For now, let's try and go to the nearby town. Click on the bottom right travel button or press enter to open the travel screen.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, with travel screen open, we can now see points we can travel to. Right click. Right now there is only one place, a town. The amount of water and oil that will be needed for this trip are displayed to the right of each point, along with the chance of getting attacked by bandits. This is why keeping these resources in check is so important. The moment we can no longer travel is the moment our dream ends. Wow. To travel to a point, simply click on it and select travel. There is also the option to raid towns for resources, but know that these types of actions have consequences. Right. We have no way of fighting right now, so just select travel. Okay.
That was a lot of information. So I on the one hand, I appreciate that it was part of the narrative. On the other hand, boy, that was a lot of information. Could we have been playing? Like, maybe we could play instead of, entire tell. But let's go hit travel. I think we should hit travel at this point.
Let's go travel. 0% chance of. I'm guessing that's 0% chance of finding bandits. 140 oil spent, I suppose, to get there, and 5 water.
Okay. Is there another page of the book, or I guess we travel? I don't know. Oh, I see. We have a choice of traveling or raiding when we get there.
So
let's travel.
Let's travel. Oh, our resources have gone down. So finally, some civilization. Towns are oases in this harsh world. They offer shops to trade in, making it possible to acquire water and oil if things get tough. To access shops, click on them. A shop menu will appear, and then you can buy or sell whatever on offer. Different shops sell different things. Certain items have uses which you can check out in the help menu. Okay. For now, we need more hands. Let's head on over to the tavern. We can recruit new members. Recruiting is upfront cost in the form of 5 litres of water. This is in addition to the water consuming increases during the growth in crew size. Recruiting crew can't be removed, so decide carefully. Once you've recruited a new crew member, you can open the crew menu. Here we can assign a job: mechanic, radar, operator, or soldier. Mechanics increase oil efficiency, reducing travel cost. Radar operators allow you to see points further away to the travel map, and soldiers will fight when attacked or when raiding a town. Aside from a job, every crew member has a trust level and a moral alignment. Trust level indicates how much that member trusts you as a leader. It is affected by decisions you make during a trip. Certain decisions increase trust with crew of certain moral alignment. Average trust becomes too low, the crew will mutiny, and your life will be forfeit. Similarly, factions have an opinion level of you and your crew. Having a good relationship with these factions brings benefits such as price decreases, but having a bad relationship can bring not only increased prices, but if bad enough can buy you entry from their towns. Actions such as raiding one of their towns will decrease relations dramatically. Tread carefully. We can now carry on with our journey. On the travel menu, you will notice how 2 new types of points: a water well and an oil rig. When travelled to, these will give you significant amounts of their respective resources, as well as a chance of finding random items. Do be aware of raiders, however. They know the value of these spots and will congregate around them. Notice the oil consumption is bold. This means you do not have enough and will also be using water as a substitute at double the consumption rate. This is for emergencies only, though. It's time to venture forth to the edge. Okay.
That was a lot.
That was a lot of text.
We should go to the tavern. Let's go to I don't want to go to the gun shop. Let's go to the tavern.
Okay, this is the tavern. Everyone's sympathetic, which is good.
Oh, good. Are John and Simon brothers? Jordan and Jessica brother, sister? Taylor. How do we know who else they are? Like, what happens if we click it? We don't have any other thing but sympathetic. Oh. Do we get to know these people? Oh no. Are they part of the crew now? No, don't click anymore.
I think they're part of the crew now because our resources have gone down, I think.
How did we choose that beyond sympathetic?
Yeah.
Does he have any skills? What was his name again? Okay. Let's go. I think his name was John. Let's go with John. And what does that give us? Or, how does that help us?
If we go for Jordan. Okay.
14. No, we're splitting up sibling teams. Good. I don't want any sibling rivalry on this mission.
We can always come back and recruit them. It's fine. It's
Maybe should we get them all? I mean, really, it'll make us cost more oil to get wherever we're going. But how many do we need?
I don't know. We'll go with 2. Should we go with 2 to start?
Why not? Because we can't. This is not an informed choice at this point. We should play it a little, see what happens.
So should we look at see what's in the oil hut? Total price in liters.
But how do we pay for that? Oh, is that liters of water? What?
That. Oh, buy or sell.
Oh, we can buy or sell.
Oh. Where's our money then? I didn't know we had money.
I didn't think we had money. I thought we just had water and oil.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah. I'm there too. Okay.
I'm guessing we're okay for oil at the moment. Is this our inventory? Some diamonds and some screws and some medicine? Oh no, this is just a shop.
Oh.
Is it? I think this is just a shop, so we can buy.
But are we buying in liters of water or oil or which? What's that one?
Yeah, oh yeah, I see what you mean now. I suppose it's just water. I suppose I don't know. Should I try and buy something or
get a cheap something? There you go. Then we'll see which one goes down.
Okay, I'm gonna buy a screw.
Okay, so it came out of water.
Right. Okay.
But now go to something. I guess there was something in there that was like 40 or 20 liters of. Was that the diamond?
I can like increase it like this.
How many we want? Okay. I was gonna say, well, if we increase it, like, does it let us if we don't have the number? But maybe we don't want to mess with that. I don't know.
Yeah. Probably not. Or should we? So we go. So we've got some screws and we've got some crew.
Woohoo!
Should we? Oh wow, that's a big missile. We could buy a gun for 2 liters. That's a pretty cheap gun considering a screw cost about 4, didn't it?
Yeah.
Should we? Okay. Oh. So this is our crew. I'm guessing this is health. So it was saying about assigning it, wasn't it? Assigning people to their role.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Should we go soldier and mechanic?
I don't know. I mean, how do we know if they're good at it or not?
Yeah, it would have been nice actually to have like a thing here, wouldn't it, about what they do? What is
Yeah,
it, you know?
kind of a little bio, like, and maybe you're not saying like John Johnson's great at being a soldier, but like you could do a little bio story of like John Johnson, grew up sniping lizards off the rocks in the sun, right? And George Jordan repairs all of the water coolers in the tavern, right? Like so you could infer that one's a
Yeah.
Okay, I'm feeling a little like we're making random decisions. Just kind of putting that out there. But let's keep playing. What do we do next? Do we have to do factions? I'm bored. I want to go on and do something else now. Oh gosh, dust bandits.
Okay.
Clergy of water. That sounds really scary, actually.
Yeah. What's everything? Because you review small groups, spreading religion to town. Okay, so it's just we don't need to know this, do we? This is just basically the two factions. Raids, okay. Location, okay, right. Oh, turn page. Oh, there are more.
Oh goodness.
Oh, the guild and then nomads as well. Okay. Selling slaves and settling the first cities. Coins rather than gold, don't be sure about doubling and target trade to slave. They make for excellent places to rest and resupply. Our campsites turn towns. These towns have no affiliation or are governed by locals. Due to this, the doors are always open to all. Oh, okay. I don't really know what to do now.
No, me neither. What do we do? I guess do we hit travel again? Let's do travel. Okay. So is this like towns we can get to? 1 in 400 and 1 in 500? Is that? We still have 0% chance of seeing the Dust Raiders.
Yeah.
Let's go to 400 kilometers. I don't know. Where are we traveling to? What's there? Why would we go? Oh, is that supposed to be like a little map? Did that take us back to like our beginning? Let's go travel again.
I'm really confused. Well, now we've got some more options.
So is this some like weird spatial thing within the book that we're not seeing, and we have to remember where and what it is? Oh God.
Oh, maybe. But I don't.
And this is held. Are those? Is there something there now held by the Water Guild and the other? I forget that faction's name.
Yeah.
Still 0% chance of like nastiness. So okay.
Yeah.
Why would we go in any of these places?
I don't know.
Tell me why.
What's the wheel?
Let's go 500 kilometers.
Let's do 500 kilometers.
Yeah, why not?
So I clicked it, and these have changed. Water and looks like the oil has changed, but we haven't actually done anything. Okay, let's go to a non-sympathetic faction. I don't know what. Let's just travel there.
Yeah, why not? Okay.
So
there's another merchant shop, a tavern. I don't know what the thing is. That the oil shop and the gun shop. Okay. What do we want to do? Do we want to do anything?
I don't know. What's it? Oh, we can recruit more people.
We don't want any apathetic people, though. I don't know that we need anybody else.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Emilys in this town.
Yeah, there are.
Right. You know what? You keep clicking. I'm going to go read some game notes and just kind of see if I can get a sense of maybe we're just not seeing something. Okay, you keep clicking. I'll be with you in a moment.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I'll talk over this. You click. The game's narrative consists of player relationships with their crew as well as factions. Crew have a quantified trust in the player. Failing to maintain this, i.e., committing atrocities, will lead to, if severe enough, a mutiny in which the player is killed and the game ends. I haven't seen any player trust scores. Have you? Maybe that's that green bar attached to the people.
Yeah, maybe this one.
So the player is forced to choose their actions in the game world carefully. Actions have a quantified opinion of the player, with certain actors improving and worsening its value. The consequences of having a bad relationship with the faction are price changes in shops in the towns, and if bad enough, they can completely ban entry to the towns. The effects of being bad from a faction tend to severe, as they can't stop it and restock. Okay. You can raid towns, which granting resources does negatively affect your standing in the faction. Okay, let's go travel and then raid something instead of just travel. Can we get to something like that and let's just see what happens? What do you think?
Oh, awesome. Okay, right, let's go to, well, let's raid here. Yeah.
Let's raid. Yeah. Ooh. Did we just kill all of our people? Wait, are all of our soldiers killed? Does that mean we killed John Johnson? Is John Johnson killed?
I think we might have killed him. 75% of resources stolen. Oof.
Well, I'm glad we did that because we at least kind of saw a narrative arc here. Okay.
Okay.
Good. Yep. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, to be honest, like, if I'm gonna go, I want to go in my sleep. Just a nice quiet stab and be lovely. Right. Now I know how to achieve it. Let's keep playing. Yeah, in fact, we don't just, yeah, exactly. Let's go to our travel and let's go play around and you get to make some decisions. I think we've probably seen enough. I'm going to start walking through the marking criteria. If we see anything that adds or changes to what we're talking about, we should highlight it as we go. Oh, the people are different and they're all apathetic except for David and Jordan.
Those the two.
Yeah. So, let's talk. First, we're going to work on the quality marks, and the quality includes presentation and meaningful play, right? So within presentation, it's graphics, audio, information design, and in this case, I think that we are, I think we're somewhere between workable, which is effective, with a few inconsistencies, and professional, which is complete and effective. Actually, how is sound? I can't quite hear sound on my end. How's the sound doing?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's you know, it's like it's not a spooky sound, but it's sort of like a, yeah, no, it's good. It's good, nice background music. Kind of fits with the.
Does it change when you buy things, or when we lose oil, or when they killed me in my sleep? Was there any kind of sound there?
Oh yeah.
Or sound differences?
Was, like, gunshots and all sorts of things, especially in the opening sequence where we saw the our family and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I actually think that takes us into, it's complete and effective. Like, we have a map of the world, we have resources, we have inventory, we have a lot of different places, and stylistically they all go together very nicely. Let's then talk about play, meaningful plays, which includes mechanics, controls, bugs. So I haven't really seen any bugs. How did actually the controls feel? It looks like you haven't stumbled, or there's actually not much. There's a lot of clicking in this, isn't there?
Yeah.
And the mechanics here. So the mechanics, you have, basically you have supplies of water and oil. You have people, factions. There's kind of trust or liking, the factions liking you or not. You get to choose to move, how you travel or raid, what you're bartering for resources. I think there are actually quite a few. I think there are quite a few mechanics put together. So I think we're definitely, it feels engaging that there's like reasonably complex mechanics here with multiple mechanics.
Yeah.
Great. So coming back, we can talk now about fulfilling the brief. So fulfilling the brief definitely had two major parts to it. One was around the story engine and one was around agency. Right? So within the story engine, we want to see that the game world impacts the story and the story impacts the game world. So let's talk first about the game world impact of the story, because we definitely saw this, right? So our choices as we play this, basically it's a resource management game, as we manage our resources and make decisions about travel and raiding, it changes the story in terms of, well, the ending, right? I'm assuming at some point, you know, maybe we'd reach the edge, but we definitely got killed. So I see the ending very well. Do we see any examples where the game world impacts the story within the game?
I suppose in a sense that if I make the wrong decisions, I suppose it does. You know, it does punish me for that, I suppose. But other than dying or not dying, I don't know if I see it at the moment.
Yeah. I'm struggling with that one. So I'm seeing like that final ending one of, you know, how you die, I'm assuming, based on is how the game world impacts the story. I'm not seeing anything within the story where a choice in that game world impacts the story itself. Now, maybe if we're generous, we could say, well, if we piss off a faction by raiding one of their towns or doing something bad in their town, then their prices go up. Does that change the story, or is that just changing the game then? I think it's this lack of bringing. Ooh.
Okay. Okay. So success. But I'm not sure how.
Was that a raid? I missed it. I was looking at the marking criteria. Did you raid, or was that a travel and barter?
That was a raid, so that actually did impact. I mean, so that's good because that. I'm not seeing how that impacted the story though. It just feels like I kind of won.
Yeah.
I'm not even really sure even how I won, but I won. Morale is still, you know, okay.
Yep. So I'm seeing that there is an example of the story impacting game world, or sorry, game world impacting story, but I'm only really seeing that one. Now let's talk then about how the story impacts the game world. So how have we seen any kind of story elements that change the game itself?
I don't recall.
They set up a very nice story in the beginning, and they have very nice kind of story ending. But within the game, it very much is like a standalone. You could play this game as a resource management game without any story, really.
Yeah.
Is kind of where I think we might be on this one. Yeah. Now, we're looking on one of the other parts around the brief was around agency, right? So the richness of choices that I as a player have. Now, on the one hand, I actually think we have a huge number of choices, right? So they very, very well done there. Like there's, do I travel? Do I raid? Do I buy, certain supplies or crew? And, how do I keep them happy? There's a lot of different types of bandits. There's a huge network, actually, of interesting choices.
Yeah.
But I think one of the problems here actually kind of comes back to that story part. And it starts before we, the original part when we were playing is, I don't know that I actually have a huge amount of agency in this game, right? That I can make a choice, but I can't really see. I can see that raiding a bad guy, fine, I might get people killed and my trust goes back and I lose. But I can't really see some of the agency involved or the reasons for, why would I buy a screw or a jewel? Really, like, why would I buy the jewel?
Yeah.
So I do think there's a lovely network of interesting choices, but I think that there are then only attempts at kind of managing player agency. And I think there are good attempts here, right? So the good attempts at it are showing that trust level, that trust bar, and some people die and your trust goes down, or if you make this decision around a raid instead of travel, the faction might hate you. Wow. See, yeah. Whereas does having 26 missiles or missile for 26 leaders, does that make it more likely that, like, why do we need a screw? Why do we need screws? Does our car break down? I think in some cases, I think if anything, it feels like this game could go a lot further and it become a very complete world in an interesting way, but it's not there yet. And so in a way, it's in some ways detracts, right? They could have simplified this a lot and been a lot stronger in terms of kind of the agents. Ooh, what's that? Crew info. Interesting. So look, I mean, this is a really complex world. Like, so if you find yourself running low on fuel, assign them to as a mechanic. I'm assuming they will then push the car instead of shooting at the car. Yeah. Radar operators let us see further on the map, and I get that thing's a map, but it wasn't obvious that was actually a map with towns on it because it just looked like random places on a blank screen. So I do think network of interesting choices. I think a little bit more work needs to happen to manage that player agency, and some of that might actually be because the game world got a little too complex for what's actually been implemented or able to be implemented in the time.
Yeah, there's also something this
yeah, go ahead.
You're talking about like these choices here and talking about having agency. I don't feel like I feel like I have to choose soldier, otherwise I just die.
Yeah.
So I feel like everyone needs to be a soldier, but I haven't seen any benefit to assigning anything else yet.
Yeah. So they said in the notes that if you signed it to radar, you could see further on the map, but we don't know that that's a map, and like we haven't really gotten any point for moving across the map. Like, what are we doing? Do we think the edge is at the top? Do we think the edge is at the bottom? Do we think the edge is, where are we on the map? Right. Yeah. So there's a few things here that like a little bit more thought or a little bit more detail would help a lot with. So let's see. Pacing. How are we doing on pacing? So we're basically now in design elements where we're looking at techniques, and those techniques are both pacing and storytelling techniques. Oh, look, we got a little hint about get water because there's lots of oil coming up. That was a nice hint. Who gave us that hint and why? Was it because we were good people or people hated us, or?
I don't know. I skipped it, which is a bit sorry. I should have read that.
It's
actually.
Okay. It's okay.
feel like I should just get more weapons, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And keep on.
I do feel like we have kind of the pacing is rather flat. Like we basically visit more towns. Nothing ever forces us into a crescendo, right? There's, yeah. How do you feel playing it?
Yeah, I feel like pacing wise, I actually feel like it gets easier as you get, because we've got such a large amount of oil now. Water is still, I suppose, a bit of an issue, but I feel like the resources just grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm gonna have to raid this place, but
we're all soldiers, and I saw you buying a lot of guns.
Well, yeah, and because of that, I think I'm just winning all of the. I'm not actually sure why I'm winning them, but I think I'm winning them because I bought loads of guns and bought loads of guys.
Right.
Or recruited a lot of crew members, and I've assigned them all to soldiers, and I think that's why I'm having a lot of luck here. So these resources just keep on going up and up and up for me, which means it makes it easier for me to travel around and do anything basically. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. Okay. So I think some pacing here needs, because we're just kind of going along. What about storytelling techniques? So we definitely had a very, very lovely story at the beginning. We have dialogue boxes ish, so there was the time we hit the town and somebody said, buy water because oil's in abundance. We have a kind of scene at the end with the final, the original time we died. Oh, look, here, this is interesting. Here's a little element of I guess some story.
Oh, I didn't read the first bit, which is a bit of a shame. But
if we have, basically there's a contraband stop, I think.
On our cargo, we should be safe. But if we do, then we could try and bribe the guard. Oh, is there any contraband to declare?
What is contraband? Do we have contraband?
I don't know.
We don't even know what contraband is.
Yeah, that might have been the bit I skipped, to be fair.
I don't know. All right.
But I don't know. I don't really want to give anything up just in case it's.
Yeah, ignore it for some water. Let's bribe this person. Come on. We're like killing everybody. Give 20 liters. Do we have a lot of water? Yeah, just. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Let's. Oh, yeah, lots of guys. Here we go. Everyone's a soldier.
All right. So I am seeing fairly successful use we'll do successful use of more than one game writing technique. There are dialogue boxes ish. There's the beautiful scene in the beginning. Whoa! Did we find the edge?
I think we found it.
Wow. Thank goodness, because we are actually nearing the end of this gameplay. We have one more piece left, which is around feedback. So the students were asked to get feedback on their game and tell us what they did in response to it. So in development, they tackled controlling player agency, originally allowing full route choice. Then they subtly guided players to key story points by introducing bandit risks at certain nodes and redesigning the map, ensuring narrative progression while maintaining a sense of freedom. Originally featuring only raiders as antagonists, we expanded the game's narrative by adding factions like merchants and water tribes, each with unique backstories to deepen the story and world complexity. Initially centered on resource management, the game evolved to include a trust system for crew and dynamic faction relationships based on feedback for deeper decision-making. This requires players to balance trust, as poor relations bring consequences. Scripted events also affect trust, adding narrative depth and moral complexity to each decision. Balancing the game's difficulty involved addressing factors like inventory acquisition, raid outcomes, resource availability, trust levels, event frequency. We fine-tune these elements for a balanced experience, making early raids less frequent, increasing resources, reducing penalties for lost raids, allowing multiple raids on factions before exclusion, and enhancing trade benefits with favored factions. These changes aim for engaging yet achievable challenge. So I do think that in this case, they heard the feedback, they addressed it, and I do actually think the changes were successful. I think, to be honest, the major problems we're seeing in this game in what they were addressed in the feedback was very much around, there's a lot, like, it's a complex network of game, and there's neither a lot of time to develop it nor a lot of time to play it. And so there's this tension between, they put in a lot of places this could go. Why would we need a diamond? That isn't necessarily utilized, but it becomes a distraction. So I do think in this case, it was on its way to being successfully implemented feedback. What do you think?
I'm not sure. Sorry, I haven't been trying to
That's okay.
play
You
the
were
game.
playing
Sorry.
the game. Absolutely.
Sorry.
I think the question becomes, they got some feedback to help with user agency, and so they made some choices about, letting you attack people more before you get excluded, and adding backstory for kind of these story elements of factions within the game, and trust elements for your players. I do think that those things were very successfully done. I think that there is still a problem with player agency in here, because, why would I make a decision for a soldier or a mechanic? We don't. Yeah, I think that's ultimately the reason. Is it might be too complex, right? There might be too many possible levers for us to pull within such a short game, and I think that's possibly where it falls down on agency.
Yeah, I think
so.
so.
Yep, I think that is our play of this game, and it was actually a lot of fun. I actually think that there's a lot of scope within this game, with a little more time and a little bit to really flesh out these elements. And I think one of the big ones to consider is how the story impacts the narrative within the game. Sorry, so how the narrative impacts the game itself.
Yeah, I think it's actually it's very responsive and everything, and yeah, like you say, that the adding the factions and stuff was a very good idea. I think a bit more information around that would have been really good for me.
Yeah.
Playing it, so when I go into factions, it would have been nice here to have a bar going, this faction is displeased with you, because you did this and this and this. Maybe that, or maybe that is sort of part of the story, and you're supposed to remember that.
Yeah.
But a little bit more, information on those sorts of story aspects, I think might have been very handy for me, because I'm just kind of clicking around in the travel screen going, well, I have no idea what this faction thinks of me, but I'm just going to go for it anyway. You see, this one's prohibited us, but why? Don't know.
Yeah.
But overall though, I mean, very responsive, and like you say, with a bit more fine tuning and things, I think it could be really good.
Yeah, I think so too. Excellent. On to our next game then.
Yeah.
And we are now on to our second game, Bottled Up.
Right. Should we go for some credits first?
I love it when people put credits in. So yes, well done putting credits in.
It's very comprehensive as well. I like this.
Yeah, I do too. Very well done.
The music's also very nice, actually. Just the background music, very tavern-y. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Ready, everyone?
It's dark.
Oh, I click. Okay, great. Yes, at least I think so. Good, best we start moving the days and getting any younger. Hang on just a minute. We haven't even introduced ourselves.
Who are these people? There's like, how many are actually there? It's dark.
Yeah. You can call me Marcus. How about we go? I'm walking on from the north of the mountains, and I hate people who waste time. Happy. Okay. Well, off he goes. If you really care, trying to call me Gret from the slums, but really. Well, nice to meet you, and she's gone.
Okay.
So impatient. I do hope it won't be like this the whole journey. Oh, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
It's quite understandable. Understandable given that what we've been searching for. I can hardly think of a soul alive who would delay their one chance for true happiness. My name is Priscilla, by the way, although you may simply call me Pris. It was nice to meet you, and I've almost forgot. Oh. Oh, I'll just put C for now then.
Oh, we are the sorcerer. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I might see, however, I fear that although we shall lose the others if we dally any longer. Let's move on swiftly. Oh. Okay. So
Yes. I feel like, was it like a snail race? Like, you know, you put them in the lines, you see which
yeah.
snail gets to the end first.
Oh no, enemies up ahead. Okay. Of course, this journey wouldn't be easy. Don't you worry, for we have come to the rescue. Okay.
Oh.
Right. Okay. Ouch. Whereabouts is that rescue you mentioned? Seriously, we're struggling over here. Oh, what's his name? It's Marcus. Not you, the weird looking one. Oh, you mean C. Yeah, see, you gotta be a wizard. Nobody normal dresses like that. Mind helping us out with a potion or two? I feel they need to be heated up, but too cold and it's useless, and too hot and it'll be ruined. Is that true? Do you have a recipe book or something? Looks like
I really appreciate that the tutorial is dressed up as a dialogue. That is, I mean, really, we now know we have to look at the rest of the potion book. We have to heat the potion, but not too hot, not too cold. Like, really.
It's very Goldilocks.
Yeah.
Try making a potion for us, we really use it.
It's lovely incorporated into a dialogue instead of just telling us, you got a potion book, you got to read it, and then...
Yeah.
Invulnerability next time, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Should we do that now? Or should we do multi-person healing and then do vulnerability?
How many? I thought everybody had... Yeah, maybe. So it has frog's leg, newt eye, ox tongue, and a bottle. Okay.
Newt eye and ox tongue. Ox tongue.
Newt eye.
Oh, newt eye. And... So we're going to continue, let's remember. Oh, to a list of recipes. Gotta hold at the right temperature for long enough. Be ready faster if you keep them at the perfect temperature too. Okay, right, okay.
But what temperature? How do we know? Was it in the recipe book? I didn't see it there.
Oh, keep the needle in the green bar.
Ah.
Ah, okay. We don't empty the pot. I'm guessing it's fire up.
Could you move that little red,
These guys are getting very impatient. Okay, not sure how I can... Is this right? That, to make this potion? I think they're right.
Yeah, although we put it in a different order. Does that matter?
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, that might... Okay. Let's empty it and put it in that order. Newt, then ox tongue. Okay.
Leg, eye, tongue. Yep.
Eye. then tongue. Ah! This lit up. Okay.
Yeah.
So then oh, okay. Right. And then I have to keep it. Oh, a little
There.
bar fills up.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool.
A little bit higher, a little bit higher. Oh, your thing's okay.
I think we.
Oh, I see. It goes down. Okay.
I think we got it.
Okay.
Let me click it or drag it. Do we drag it over here? Oh, we do. Oh.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
On any of them, because it's supposed to be multi, right?
Yeah. But doesn't heal. Okay, so let's do. And then we've got. Okay. I guess I'll make another one.
Yeah, why not? Leg, eye, tongue.
Eye and tongue. Oh, I suppose you can only hold 3 potions at once. That's the whole thing. Okay. Leg, eye, tongue. Leg, eye, tongue. Okay.
Should we get invincibility ready?
Yeah. Tongue and terror. Okay. Tongue, terror. Okay. I love the little animations. They're very cool. So we can do. Well, we don't have any batwing? Does that? We do. Batwing frog's legs?
This is just healing that you're doing?
Yeah, just a 1 healing potion. Oh, no one needs healing?
I don't think anybody needs it. I think everybody's full health.
Okay. Oh, I must cook up another invincibility, maybe? I love the little sound effects as well. They're like a very satisfying pop when these get created. You should have a list of recipes. Okay, that's good. Okay, if you don't mind, we prefer all at maximum. Cheers, our spirits are back up. Okay. Ready to face the next horde. Right. Very cool. Magic users should be able to tell when foes are approaching before they get here. Okay, yeah, but by that exclamation mark.
Exclamation points, yeah. Oh!
If you can move
okay,
us
we
around
can move them.
We shan't be here. It will be much most appreciated. Oh, okay. I fought with the wizards before. You lot are able to magically teleport us to new places. Almost like picking us up and moving us. They feel that first person you please move us to safety. They better move us. Getting hit by monsters is a surefire way to put us all in terrible moods. Okay?
We move Grit down to that bottom line. Aha!
Okay, move. Ah, but you said they can heal us, right? Still, it hurts a lot. And it's very fatiguing. Healing only really makes it half better. I'm going to be pissed off if I get a hit a lot. Okay. Keep on your toes. Don't even think about getting us killed. I don't care if you can revive us with your fancy potions. It's awful to go through. Right, okay. Okay.
Hey. We saw exclamation points last time when there was going to be attack so that you could move, you could make invulnerable, right?
Yeah.
I think we have our toolkit now.
Sun settings, we should stop for camp. I thought the screen was getting a little bit, like a little bit more yellow. Sunset, we should stop at camp. Agreed. Don't want to cook up a feast to put the gods to shame. I see the others are a bit stiff, but thank you for the aid. Lord knows what would happen if we didn't have you around. Truth be told, I'm not sure how much I can trust at least one of us. Oh. Oh, okay. Gret hasn't said as much. Pris seems to be a bit cold, a bit odd. And Lachlan seemed a bit gruff. Oh, I don't know. Should we say Gret hasn't said as much?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what I'm basing that on. I'm just.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you yeah, exactly. Like, where's the agency here? What is that? Lorcan was gruff, but I'm okay with gruff.
Yeah.
I'm happy with odd. I'm happy with quiet. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure that. I'm not sure what it is with that one, but I don't feel like she's a threat. Okay. No, the one I talk about is Priscilla. She's hiding something for sure. Okay. I don't know how. Did you get that from the previous conversation?
No.
I didn't. Well,
no, maybe he's just telling us for our knowledge going forward. I don't know.
No.
Or maybe he's the asshole. And sorry, maybe he's the person we shouldn't trust.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyway, enough of that. Time to set up the camp and get somewhere undressed. Right, okay. So maybe it feels like every time we go to a camp, we have to tell stories about someone else behind their backs.
Maybe.
It's a bit like, that's gossip time. Now, was that not the best breakfast to ever touch your lips? I must say, it really was excellent. It was definitely better than what I'm used to. What about you, C? Did you enjoy it? I'm going to say it's delicious because I don't want to get involved.
Absolutely. I don't want to be on breakfast duty.
Oh, thank you. There'll be plenty more in the coming days. Like on my talkative friend, awfully quiet. What say you of the food? You're the cook now. Now that's some high praise coming from him. Never mind that, we've got some monsters on the way, I can spell it. Okay. I suppose I should cook some... Should I cook some potions? Also, I think all our potions went. Oh.
Oh, maybe they don't last a day. Oh, move them, yes. Was that a duck we're running from there? And
yeah.
A pig? We're running from pigs. Marcus is gonna get pigged.
Oh god. I'm not doing very well here. Hang on, let's do a healing potion. That. Okay. That. It's interesting because while it's in the dialogue, I can actually brew some more potions. I don't know if that's the idea.
Oh.
But yeah. Before we went into okay, yeah.
That's still a little bit more multitasking than I think I'm totally ready for, but that's okay.
So I think
Speaking of multitasking, I think I need to start us on the marking and walking through the criteria. So you keep playing to the best of your concentration and ability, and I'll start walking us through the marking spreadsheet.
Nice.
So first we're going to talk about quality, which is around presentation and meaningful play. Within presentation, we have graphics, audio, information design. To be honest, I actually think it's a really, really nicely put together piece. They've used the screen really well. Yeah, we have our little dialogue area. We have our inventory of potions we're building, which rotate. I know you love that. We have our supplies. We have control of our cauldron. We have all our people. We have them walking. We have pigs that are going to attack us in the grooves. I feel like it is a very nicely put together. You said the music is nice. Yeah, so I think it's complete and effective. Okay. Then let's talk about meaningful play. So in this, we want to know about, watch out for the rhino, mechanics, controls, and bugs. I haven't seen any bugs. How do the controls feel? When you're moving people, when you're dragging your supplies into
yeah, no. If
are we running from a bouncing blob? Oh, Marcus got hit. I think Marcus might need to be healed.
I think that's invulnerability. I just made him invulnerable.
Oh, is it?
I think.
Oh.
Yeah, we go. Yeah.
Oh, yes, you're quite right. I missed the change in the heart to a diamond or whatever that was. Okay, so the controls seem like they're working. It's a very click and drag kind of a game.
Yep.
The mechanics. So what mechanics are we seeing here? So the mechanics are you can choose to drag somebody to a different track, or you can make them invulnerable, or you can later heal them with potion. We've been told that they don't want to be healed because it hurts. There's decisions we're making around I don't know, what does this make? Is this a decision, like how we answer this? That's interesting.
Yeah. Also, it seems like we've taken Lorcan's side.
Lorcan's side?
Yeah.
Oh, now this I like, that there's basically some tension here, and we're gonna have a little argument. Does this actually change? And what does this change? Is there trust? Is there whether people are willing to fight for us? Where are we going here?
Yeah.
Okay. So I do think we have an engaging game, right? With reasonably complex game with multiple mechanics, smooth controls. So let's then talk about the brief, where we want to see if the game world impacts the story, and then the story impacts the game world. So, are there places where our decisions in the game change the story itself? We definitely saw some, I would consider it tutorial. I'm not sure I would consider it story. I really enjoyed kind of being tutorial through dialogue, right? I'm not entirely sure that was part of the story yet. I'm not entirely sure that we've seen these choices that we're making in the story changing our game world. In some ways, we haven't seen an ending yet. So,
The other family live watch suffer. Okay.
I think I'm gonna say let's actually skip this and come back to it. I feel like we haven't actually seen the completion of a story yet to know where the game world is impacting that story and vice versa.
Yeah,
so let's talk about agency and the richness of choices.
Yeah, because I feel like it's.
So we have a number of choices.
Yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I feel like it's going to come.
So we have a number of choices, right?
Making, yeah, I feel like it's going to happen at some point, but I just don't know what yet.
Yeah. And to be honest, I think this is actually impacting our agency because we're making choices about moving people on the grid. We're making choices about whether to make them invincible or healing them, and we are making choices about how we answer people, right? Whether we are agreeing with them or kind of pushing their buttons a little bit. So, but I don't know what any of those things do. Do you have a sense of what they do?
No, not particularly.
Okay.
Each way is getting worse, honestly, though. Where's their for the future?
So I'm seeing that we have choices. I'm not entirely sure they're interesting choices.
Yeah, they're not choices that have like an instant impact. I'm sure it kind of impacts the dialogue, maybe. But in terms of the actual gameplay, the gameplay remains very similar, I'm guessing, in all situations.
Yeah. How do we feel about pacing in this?
I think the pacing, I mean, it is getting harder, I feel. I mean, like, you know, trying to move people around and make people invulnerable at the right time. So the actual mechanical, skill has, has gone up a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy.
We haven't seen an end, so we don't know if there is a final peak, but we do know that there is some ascending pacing being seen right now.
Oh, God. What's this one? Oh, no.
Having not yet seen an ending, what, don't get run over by the pig, having not seen an ending, what storytelling techniques have we seen thus far? So we've seen a dialogue box, and I think the dialogue box used to great effect. I love the tutorial via dialogue box. What other storytelling techniques have we seen in this one? I think that might be.
I think that's it. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. So I think we have a fully successful use of one game writing technique that we're seeing here right now.
Yeah.
And we can update this if when we get to the end, you know, something changes our opinion there. Let's go take a look at their game notes because we need to understand the feedback they were given. So actually, I'm going to go back and start looking at so in the original feedbacks, how does the story engine work? They think the narrative impacts the game world through the choice that the player makes throughout the journey. Depending on what the player chooses, they will encounter different fights of differing difficulty. Not sure I saw that. Additionally, the final fight between the fighters only happens if the fighters are disagreeing about who should get the wish. Throughout the story, fighters might get tired and decide they no longer want to be able to be moved by the player. The narrative is changed through these choices, both small and large ways, depending on the choice. So we haven't seen these things, possibly because we have a limited play window. Possibly because, I don't know, why is it taking so long? I'm not entirely sure. So, the game world directly impacts the narrative through the use of the morale system, which is based on the amount of damage and healing your fighters receive through your actions. At key points in the story, the narrative will branch depending on the morale of the team. In the final fight, the player decides who gets the wish by choosing in-game who to heal and who to keep alive. Fighters will also interject the story if they are about to die, informing the player to take action. Along with this, our mechanics help reinforce the chosen fable, the Lion and the Shepherd, as the player is only able to continue their adventure by directly helping the fighters through either the use of potion or repositioning where they are. So I think in some way we haven't actually seen an ending. Hopefully we will before the end of this. I will go on and see if they have actually included a narrative structure. So I know you can't see this. It is actually one of the best, before I actually go on and say it is one of the best I've ever seen. They have actually included a really nice narrative structure in here. So there are points in here where in the conversation we were right, like you can agree with one character or another, and it will. So for example, I'll give one we actually talked about, where Marcus asks about his cooking on the second day, and there's some dialogue. And if you side with Lorcan, or Pris, if you side with Lorcan about the food, or Pris over the family on the second day, then Lorcan starts to consider dialogue. Family. Oh my goodness! I am so confused about this drawing. So if there's bad morale at the start of the day, then rain will start. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh.
So it looks like at the start of every day, if morale is bad, then it rains. Okay.
Okay.
There are 3 different endings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like there are 5 different endings. 6 different endings. There's 6 endings. Wow. And different people will like give up their wish based on your dialogue with them, as well as you know, the morale building at various points in the day. If you're taking a short or a safe path. So how about this? I'm going to change, and part of the reason I wanted to we didn't really talk about impact changing story and story changing impact was it was hard for us to see within this. So thank you for including a narrative structure within your course notes. It does help a lot. This is a really actually complex game, and in the amount of time playing, we are not able to see all of this. So it looks like the gist of this goes that depending on a lot of this actually looks very dialogue dependent in terms of the moral. Actually, maybe not. Is the moral just based on the morale, I felt. Is the morale just based on who's been hit, you know?
Oh, okay. That's how they do it then. If they get hit.
Yeah. So
okay.
I think morale depends for each individual NPC based on when, like, how they get, like, whether they get hit or not, how they're healed, or whether they're healed or invincible, and then also on the dialogue. So there's actually a complex piece going into that morale.
Oh.
And then the dialogue itself, changes. Like at some point, you know, it's possible that if there's bad morale when Gret talks of wish, then Gret will threaten Pris. Otherwise, it looks like agree with Gret's wish, then you can agree with Gret's wish or disagree. This is really interesting. So there are a lot of pieces in here which we are definitely not seeing kind of in the instance of gameplay. So let's go back and take a look at what we think about for game impacting narrative and narrative impacting gameplay.
Yeah.
So game world impacting the story. So there are definitely a number of examples where the game world impacts the story. Some examples. I think we're somewhere between some and a number, right? So
yeah.
No, I'll say I think we're between. So it's how they get hit, how you interact with them with the dialogue. Yeah. Where are we? And then there's the question of how does the story impact, how does the story impact the gameplay or the game world? And in this case, depending on how you've answered questions in the dialogue, how people are interacting, it changes your ability to teleport people. It changes their ability of whether they'll fight for you, whether they give up wishes. So I think there's actually a number of examples where the story does impact the game world. Now,
Yeah.
I was originally in the game notes looking for feedback, so let's go take a look at the feedback within this game. So the feedback they were given was, whoa, that's a lot of feedback. Originally, the game was in two distinct parts: a combat phase where they went on adventures, and then a campfire phase to discuss what happened. And the feedback they got was that maybe it wasn't the best idea, as it disconnects the story from the actual gameplay, thus decreasing the opportunities for the narrative to impact the game world. So they decided to combine the two so the gameplay was directly intermingled with the story. And I actually think they got that exactly right. We haven't seen it because it's taken us so long to play this, but I can see it in the game notes. Unfortunately, merging the two phases into one came with its own downsides. Players found it difficult to follow the story while playing the game. The text was sometimes skipped. So they do realize there's a little bit of a downside to this. They obviously did some play testing here. So players were complaining there was too much to handle. So while keeping the player engaged was important, they didn't want to be overwhelmed. So the fights early on were kept short to help ease player, and I think that was really great feedback to hear, and I think they did a really good job of that.
That's good. Yeah, that kind of comes into pacing a little bit, doesn't it? I suppose.
It does help with the pacing, yes.
Yeah.
Allowing the player to advance the text whenever they want it affected gameplay, as players were now able to infinitely stockpile potions before advancing the story, which led to the game being very boring. So basically, the potions can only be kept at a certain temperature, thus limiting the amount of potions you can have. So then players stopped using potions. So they decided to make it you can only store 3 potions at once, which helped. So they heard feedback, they took the feedback, they actually trialed multiple things with game testing. Really well done there on the feedback.
Yeah, that is really good. Those decisions as well hasn't kind of impacted my first viewing of it, if that makes sense. Like the 3 potion limit seems quite natural to me. Like I think that's a very, very good change. I could see that if you could just craft infinite potions and just store them, that would be a bit game breaking. Yeah, no, it's good.
So I think absolutely you've heard the changes, and I really, really appreciate that that so much playtesting has gone on this. So I think that reaches the end. Unfortunately, we haven't actually seen kind of the end battle, but that is the end of our time that we can play on this, I think. I think that might be one of the last pieces of feedback is, do you remember that our games have, is this?
I think this is
somebody talking to us.
I'm trying to skip it all the way through.
Oh, all right. We'll hold on. We'll hold on. Keep playing. We're gonna.
Oh, God.
Is Lorcam dead? Is Marcus dead?
I'm not sure. I don't know if this is part of the... I think I skipped... Oh, they're appearing and disappearing. Okay. Oh, no.
Lorcam's... Marcus is almost out. Ah!
Desperately trying to keep people alive. Yeah, like you say, it would be better if it was kept a little bit shorter, because I did have to. I think maybe I was slow at reading. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure where this comes in terms of storyline.
I'm really hoping this is the end kind of battle.
Yeah, if it's not, then yeah, we'll. Oh no! Oh, that's not great.
Oh,
that's not great.
oh,
oh, that's also not great.
well, protect Lorkham.
Oh no.
Chris is still around. Oh, but Lorkham. Oh, I don't know.
Oh god. Oh. I think I should have lost by now. Okay.
I think you got a little on Lorkham, a little on Marcus. Oh.
Oh. Oh, this was me deciding?
Oh.
Was it?
I guess.
Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. I was expecting sort of
Okay.
like a... And then...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Nobody gets the wish. Choose people want it. Badish ending. Nobody gets the wish. Whoever wants the wish gets it. Fights. Wow. So I'm not even sure, actually, based on that, if we're in a badish ending or one of the goodish endings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we might be officially up in the good ends, but so I think this is one of the ones. I mean, the dialogue was used to very good effect in this game. I would have wished for a little cutscene or a little piece at the end that helps with the ending and kind of gives us some tones of like, is there a sunset and happy? The Jinn here was like, don't regret it. Seems kind of negative to me. So a little bit, maybe what does Lorkham get with his wish? Maybe each of the characters could have what they did wish for and how they all, which ones got it, etc. So anyways, but overall, I actually think that it was a nicely put together game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.